Hey, this is Mike with Pocono Update. We're here at the Women's Veteran Museum in Mount Pocono. I am standing here with the founder of the museum, Claudette Williams. Claudette, can you tell me about the museum?
The museum is our pride and joy here in Mount Pocono. We're really excited about this location and about what we're doing here. What the museum does is actually highlight all the great women before my time and during my time frame and those in the future to come. We want to highlight and show what women have done in the military. Too often we have been the invisible group. And we're now saying we're no longer invisible. We're highlighting what we have done. We're showing what we have done, the contribution we have made to this country and to the military. And so therefore, this is what we do. It's literally a storytelling museum. When we do our tours, we take people through the museum and we tell the story of each individual service, and we just bring everything to life. And so we're excited. Whenever someone walks through our door, we just share the story, and we're changing the mindset. And when they walk through the door, they're walking out with a different mentality, a different frame of mind, and knowing more about history and what women have done in the military.
And this was much needed too. I understand that this is the only women's veteran museum that is not located on a military base in the United States?
Yes, it is the only one. You have Harlington Women's Memorial, but it's the only Women Veterans Museum. There's one on Fort Lee, which is, like as you stated, on a base, but this is the only one. So, I mean, we're small, and it's a small location, and we're out of space, but we're very proud of what we have done so far. And this is not just a one-person kind of team. It's an individual. It's a community coming together. It's our volunteers. It's all the individuals who walk through a door and said, "Hey, can I help? And how can I help?"
So, can you tell us about what the museum does for the community?
Not only do we display our mannequins and the beautiful uniforms and go through the timeline, but we also provide services and consider ourselves a resource centers for veterans and family. We look at what's happening to our veterans and service members and the family. We actually got involved in mental health issue. We had a forum earlier this year. How do we handle mental health? I mean, I just completed a master's in drug and alcohol addiction counseling, making sure that we have the resources that are needed for veterans, for their family, and the community. And so the Women Veterans Museum is not only about showcasing all these things, but it's all the extra things that come in to making sure that we have an entire holistic family unit,
So, could you tell us about your time in the service?
My time in the service was it was an experience. It's an experience of a lifetime. Some areas of it I do not wish to repeat at all. I do not wish to experience it at all. And some part of it I loved, because I love the camaraderie, the relationships that you build, the learning experience. It actually help you to examine yourself, so you find your strength, your weakness, you find what you're good at. You do that SWOT analysis of yourself. Your strength, your weakness, where you're going, what it looks like for you, and you also determine what you want to make of your career in the military. And so, my tours overseas, the worst part of my tours overseas, regardless of the missions, were leaving my family behind. When you're a mom and you have children, it's very difficult when you have to say goodbye and watch them grow sometimes without you not being there when they need you. I mean, those are the hard part of it, and not to mention some of your missions.
Well, it seems like you turned all the experience, all the pain, all the lows, all the highs into something great for the community. So thank you for that. Could you tell us about specific pieces that you have in the museum?
The showcase behind us is a showcase that was, the uniforms and everything in this showcase was donated to the museum by Teresa Daly, who lives in Chestnut Hill. This is a picture of her mom, who was in the first class of the wave during the President Roosevelt time frame, which is in 1934. She was in the first class of the wave. Her uniforms are summer uniform, winter uniforms, and they kept everything. She had everything of her service, even her pay receipt from that time frame. And so this is one of like a really highlighted piece in the museum, and I love to talk about her service because she is one of those individuals. These are the individuals that were before our times, and they set that platform. And a lot of the things that someone like me and during my time of service, we're climbing, we're operating on that platform that was built by her and the service that she has committed to our country. Over in the corner, we had a graduate from Pocono Mountain East. She just made earlier this year, made a one-star general. She actually came into our museum and saw her uniform and all her memorabilia, and she was really excited about it. So there's so many different pieces in the museum that we are excited about, and we just want to share it with the community and share the history and tell the stories.
Incredible. You guys are supporting history. You guys are preserving history. Now, if the community want to take part in preserving that history, what can they do to support the Women Veteran Museum here in Mount Pocono?
The one thing that will keep our doors open is to donate. Donation, you could go on our website and you'll see our link. You can donate to the museum so we can keep our doors open. But if you know of any woman who has served in the military and they have any piece of article left over from their service, bring it in, and also bring their story with it. I mean, I had a call yesterday from a lady who is in Holmesdale, and she's 82 years old. And her neighbor, told her about the museum that is in Mount Pocono, and her word was, "I would love to see it." So on Veterans Day, she is bringing that 82-year-old to the museum. And even though we have so many events that we're participating, we're keeping our doors open because we want people to walk in on Veterans Day, see the amazing work that some of these women have done, and we look forward to welcome this 82-year-old veteran.
Awesome. I look forward to seeing what happens with this museum and the fire that can be sparked because of it. Claudette, thank you for your time.
Great. Thank you for your time.
This has been Mike, and you have been updated.